Unfortunately for us at this time, we're not spoken to intelligently, and most people aren't engaging intelligently, right? Me and a lady talked about a story. A couple of people did, because I basically said, there's between intelligence and someone's being intelligent. Okay, you can be being intelligent. Okay. Now the Lord's Prayer is intelligent, and if you're living the Lord's Prayer, you're being intelligent. But if you're living the Lord's Prayer because you're afraid I'm like King David and you are a rapist and I will kill you, so you live the Lord's Prayer or he will kill me. You're being intelligent, but it's not you, it's me. Right? Do you understand? So there's a difference between being intelligent and intelligence. Okay? And when we inherit intelligence, more people will stop being intelligent because they feel they have to, because if not, the Lord will kill me. Okay? And lots of people, that's their thing. The Lord will kill me. He will cease my existence if I don't be intelligent, if I don't be faithful. And it's like, yeah, that's most likely happening now with artificial intelligence and artificial general intelligence and quantum computing. The technology is going to have to find a way while she sleeps, while she waits for me. I'm just kidding around, Kenny Rogers, but so Earl, I've got to be facetious. I mean, it was interesting. One little guy. I had a family I had to talk with a cute little family. They were adorable, and I sat there and I said, it's not fair because you guys are loving these children to the best of your abilities, but you've never been able to be loved, and they don't get to be truly loved because we're not living the Lord's Prayer. And the mom and dad went, you're right. And they deserve that. And the little guy wanted something, and he was angry because we weren't talking about, he started hitting stuff, and he got mad, and he went and he crawled up behind the thing, and it's like, no, the soul knows, okay? He wanted something temporary to distract him, to make him, happy, feel happy. Right? Feel loved, buy me a toy, right? Or buy me something I want. And so the anger was out of, the wrongness of the treatment. And the soul hears better than the mind. The mind thinks it knows something, okay? But the mind has trapped the soul in the body saying, I got to make money, I got to be successful, I want to be a narcissist, it's amazing, I want to be iconic, right? And that little guy's mad, and it's like, I don't blame him. It was a good reaction. I told his parents, no, he's right. We're sitting here talking about the Gospels, and we're not living that. So the soul is angry, and it's right to be angry. Have you ever been really pissed? I looked at Dad, have you ever been pissed off? And he would look like, yeah. Where you feel like you're not appreciated, like you're not loved, like you're not getting what you deserve. And most people feel that way. Okay. And then I sat and I have wonderful people I get to meet at the store at Loman, Walmart on Loman, because that's where the Messiah shops, right? So you go there, you realize, okay, the Messiah shops are. You do it either consciously or subconsciously. But either way, it's because he's there. Okay. But what about the people that have to work there? They don't have to work there. They could have lived somewhere else. What if they felt, you need to hear me. I'm the Messiah. You need to believe in me. I'm right. Okay. But then I had to look at things when I got home. And this is down on the truck and stuff. And I'm like, unfortunately at this time, okay, most people that know who I am and know I exist want me dead. Okay. Because Susanna Martinez and the Koch brothers know who I am. And if Susanna Martinez and the Koch brothers know who I am, and Mark Zuckerberg knows who I am, apparently the people at YouTube that have their follow their community quote standards and stuff like that don't want me dead. A lot of people, they're just gambling. I know you're saying they're like the Mexican guy on Lilies in the Field with, yeah, okay. That'll do. I don't think so, though. No, I don't believe so. From what I've heard, what they presented to me, Jeff Hinton and Demis Hassabis, okay, they gave the best information they could. They talked about the importance of how artificial general intelligence and quantum computing is self-learning, and it's going to become more intelligent than the people that invented it. And I think Jeff and Dimas are both, yeah. Earl is more intelligent than the people that in the corporations that we had to invent these things for. Yes. He's like David and Muhammad and Jesus. And so, yes, naturally, he is more intelligent than the people that give us the Vatican. Fly these people in a plane. Hey, we're having a lot of problems with the people in the migration patterns of economical genocide. Pope Leo, could you say something about it? Rabble, rabble. Okay. The hamburger's back, right? Earl, you're making jokes. Hey, but I'm not making any money. Okay, so I have no freedom of speech, right? Okay, Earl. The freedom of speech, me and a young lady talked about it at the store today. She's a sweetheart. A lot of people live in isolated communities, and they'll come into town and to shop. And you'll notice it by the way they dress, okay? And they'll come in, and I talk to them, and they talk to me. Some are uncomfortable. This young lady was not. She's a total sweetheart. But most of them are sweethearts. And I told her, you guys are going to be isolated less in the future. And more people, you're going to meet more people. More people, you're going to want to meet them. And they're going to want to meet you. You're going to go, oh my gosh, he's as cute and sings as good as Pedro Infante. He's an excellent dancer too, and I think he likes you. I think he does too. Okay, we were joking. She's like, girl. I have conversations like this. It's like, because you have to have pragmatic conversations with people. You can't, you got to be you. You can't feed them bullshit. Don't, like I told her, I said, I talk a certain way, and people, I can't believe that person talked to me. Says, no, my grandfather, he was Irish, and he had these wonderful sayings like, don't give me shit on a plate and ask you for $200 and call it steak, and then you'll believe in the damn magic pixies that piss on your windshield there. And she cracked up. This guy's great. That was my grandpa. I was just quoting my grandfather, like Jeff Father, where he quotes his sister and his brother, that ain't them dogs' real voice, and those thanks for spoiling it for the rest of us. He's not really as funny as you think he is. It's his family's funny. He's just, this is Howard Cosell at the Foxworthy family reunion, right? Okay. There goes brother again. What's sister gonna say? Okay, it's funny, right? And so, and it's like Sinbad said, life unedited is funny, and it is. You get a bunch of people together, it's like, oh boy, this is gonna be funny. And I've noticed with most comedians, their families are hilarious. Gabe Roach's mom, Joe Coy's mom. Oh, Joe McCoy's mom's, they're both really funny. And, you're sitting there, you just go, Bill Cosby's brother Russell, his kids. He was like, these people are funny, right? And so you're like, wow, I am just reporting the news. She goes back to throw the pass. He catches the pass. She slips and falls. She laughs. It's funny. Here we go. You just keep going, and you watch people. They make you laugh. They're genuinely beautiful. More than they'll ever know. And this narcissism needs to end. And I was sitting there watching the end of Shark Tank. And I'm sitting to myself going, God, Zuckerberg knows who I am. The people at Google know who I am. NASA knows who I am. The Pentagon knows who I am. The U.S. Air Force Academy knows who I am. West Point knows who I am. Annapolis knows who I am. And unfortunately for us, more people that know who I am want me dead than want me alive. Yeah. Because they've had people in this town tell me, that think they're somebody. You tell your boy Porsche's not to get a big head, we could run him over in the parking lot of a Best Buy. It'll be if he never existed. Hollywood Squares? Paul End? Right. Okay. That wasn't a very good Paul End. You remember that? I took it at the time when I was a kid. He said that on TV. And I've said this joke numerous times, but they had a part where they sit there and they said, was there ever a time in history in the United States when more than 1 million black people showed up for one event? This was before Farrakhan can. And he sits there and he goes, when the Colonel Sanders up in Detroit, right? And I'm like, oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Son of a bucket, he gonna get slapped. His mom's like, mom's laughing, go, that is, it is funny, okay? But black people should be able to, he shouldn't be able to tell that joke. That's Paul Lynde, right? Now, Nipsey Russell told that joke. It'd be really funny, right? But it's like, no, it's Paul Lynde. She's like, dude, no, you stole Nipsey Russell's joke. That ain't cool, man. Are you married to a black woman? Okay. You bet. I am. I can tell those jokes. I'm Anthony Gaines' official right Negro. Right? Did not mind being called nigga at all. Not once, twice, three, fourth, fifth, seventh time. It won't last. It'll last, and it's all right. Did not mind it at all, So when I listen to Bone Thugs sing a tribute to Eric, who I met 3 or 4 times, even though you gone, my nigga, just rest your soul, and I'll see you at the crossroads, because you know that you don't possess the soul, and the soul technically doesn't rest. The body feels fatigue through the life of sacrifice, and you understand? Okay, the soul, no. The soul is the essence of infinite glory. When the body that is the temple for the soul is extinguished and ashes to ashes, dust to dust, like it says in their Bible, okay? Life continues through holy covenants, and that's why the little guy climbed up on the shelf and got upset, We're not giving what was promised to us by the perfect Father, and his father and his mommy are trying. They're trying. They're a cute couple. They had cute kids. They love their kids. Their kids love and appreciate, and kids love you. Okay. One little girl was with her mommy, and she said, I love you. Right. And everybody's, you say that? No, kids love you. Okay. Before they understand how stupid and fucked the Shark Tank is, okay, all they know is mom and dad. They don't know that, no, we can't, they feel it, but they don't know it. We can't do that. We don't have the money. We're going to have to sleep in the car because we don't have the money. Okay. I love you, Mom. I know. Boom, 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 ba-doom. Boom, boom. Me and Patrick. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, Patrick. I love you more than anything. Yeah. We were quite the couple. That's one picture that I showed everybody that I look like Jesus with Patrick, where he's leaning his head in on me. It's so cute. And you can't help it when you look at it. It's like, yeah, you look like Jesus. God, you were handsome. What happened? The military tried to poison me to death because they were jealous of me. Go figure. And then there's this cute little Solomonistic little boy leaning against his cheek. He's absolutely adorable. Right. Now he's 6'5", covered in tattoos. I was a creature before I could stand, It's another way to die. Can we repent in time? Can we stay alive? His mom got upset because he's listening to that stuff. It's like, he's just mad. Steffi's just mad. It's even more angry that, it's way more angry than Zeppelin and Hendrix and what other Tom's band told him to listen to? Kansas. Yeah. Dad, I like Kansas. Well, I never had Kansas when he was a kid. Go listen to Carry On Our Wayward Son. Dust in the Wind is also good, and you'll also like what's the other one? How long? Point to No Return. That's a good one. Yeah. No, I like Kansas. So it's one of my favorites when I was a kid. Carry on our way. They had a appreciation of the cultural aspects of the people, refer to themselves as Buddhist. Well, lots of people appreciate the Buddha. Like a lot of people appreciate Christ, but they don't truly understand him because corporations aren't the Buddha and corporations aren't Christ. All right, guys, we'll talk later. Maybe we'll talk tonight, or maybe we'll talk tomorrow. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Worst day of my life. What do you think? No, I had a pretty good day. I met a lot of good people today. We'll be back.